Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to change the auxiliary battery on a 2020 Jeep Wrangler. That battery powers the start-stop feature on these vehicles, and I believe they started that feature in 2018. So this video is going to show exactly how to do that and show that it's not as difficult as it seems when you go to first locate the battery and then try to do the job. So stay tuned, this will be a good video. What makes this job seem difficult is that battery is located underneath this fuse panel, way down there. So instead of disconnecting all this and unplugging all your main wires to your electrical system, we are going to access it from the fender well here. We're going to remove the tire, remove the inner fender well, and access it. It should be about right there. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to drill out these plastic rivets with a 1/8 inch drill bit, these 4, and that way we can pull these plastic tabs as well, and then we can fold this fender well out, and then we'll have access right up here to the battery. And then you just get your pry tool and then pry those out. And then you replace them with new plastic rivets. Now that we got those 4 rivets removed, and then those 2 plastic snap pieces, we'll be able to pull the fender well back. And then right up here, right there, is where the battery is. And you've got a 10mm bolt here in the back, and then 2 10mm bolts here in the front, and then that will drop down. Once you remove those 10mm bolts, you can leave that 3rd one in, and then you can hold the bottom of it with one hand and then finish pulling that out, and then you can slowly lower it down and rest it here on the frame. Once you get those bolts out and lower the battery, then you can disconnect the 10mm nuts on the negative and positive, and then the battery will come out. Once you get the battery out, you get a 4mm socket, and you take these studs out, and then you put them into the new battery here. And the next thing you'll do is just take the battery out of the box and pull the heat shield off. Put it around the new one, and you know we put the studs in here. And you'll put the new battery into the box. Like that. And then you'll be ready to put it back up in there. And now that we got the battery up here, we will connect that positive cable back on there with the nut, and then the negative afterwards. Now that the cables are attached and tightened down, you just grab the battery, push it back up into that hole, and line up those nuts and put your bolts in and tighten them down. I wasn't able to hold the battery and the camera at the same time, but I put one bolt, let's let that focus, one bolt in, which will hold it temporarily, and that will help you line up your other 10mm and then your 3rd one back there. Now that you got all 3 of your 10mm bolts in place, just tighten them down. Put the fender well back in. After that, just tuck your fender well back in behind the fender flare, like it was. It should go back into place, and then put your plastic rivets back in the holes. And when you go to pull these out down here, the heads break off. So I grabbed a couple of new ones, just replace them. These little plugs just snap into place, just line them up, push in place, and bam, you're good. There's the second one. Push it in. It snaps into place. If you don't have access to those plastic rivets, you can use these push pins, these push plugs. They'll work just as good. I believe if you don't have access to them, you can just push them in. Push in, and it does the trick. Now we've got it all put back together, and that's what consists of replacing that auxiliary battery. I appreciate you watching, and if you like this content, please hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.